are you there? Hello. Yeah. Marie Judith Albanza. Hey, are you there? Let's,
Oh, yes, I am.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Mm, Same with the first speaker. I'm not ready to really, open my cans because I didn't expect we're going to talk. So, well, anyway, so I am Maria Judith Labanza. I'm from the city of Baguio, and I am a businesswoman of distribution of medicines. And but of course, I would or I am now a member too of an in a networking company. So because of that, I would really like to do the best I can to be an effective and productive member of the team, and not just because of selling the product or maybe do or having direct recruits as they say, but of course to uh, what do you call this to join the things that I could also share as much as like to be a leader, or to motivate people on how the business will be, what the things that we must face, to do such a networking oh yeah, activity. So that's it. I have also four grown-ups, all working, four boys. Yeah, as kids. So now I'm trying my best to do what I can as I am growing graciously, what, beautifully older. Yeah. Okay, that's what I can say now. Thank you.
Well, that is lovely, share that you have beautiful children. Are you also endeavoring on having a group coaching call? I mean, a group coaching business model, or to guide other people with this expertise that you have?
No, not really. But because I'm on the sales industry, of course, I do also have like stuff, but not that. We're just micro, so about two to three. So of course, I do give them some how do you call this sales training of what I know, advices of how to deal with our customers, may they be irate or not, things like that, to be more flexible. So that's where I think I can tell you about me being a coach somehow. But of course, there are really a lot of things that I must learn the right way. Yeah, a lot of me. I know there's a lot of room for me to grow on that
Absolutely.
aspect.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah,
Hi, Rome. Are you there?
thank you.
Hi, Rome. Are you still? Are
I
you?
miss Kassy, sorry.
That's
I was
okay.
preparing my daughter's food. I was in the kitchen when you called me.
That's
I because
okay.
I have a what do you call this? A Bluetooth speaker. So I just brought it with me in the kitchen. So
Yeah.
I'm actually a funnel builder, Miss Cassie, just to share. And I actually just signed up just this afternoon. I think I saw it on my Instagram ad.
Yeah.
And when I checked on it, I realized that it is something that's going to be very useful for me as a funnel builder
Yes.
because I'll be helping, of course, other coaches to strategize because some of the coaches are also just beginning. And this course is going to be very helpful for me to help my clients as well. That's why I got interested to join tonight's class. I actually didn't know that it's tonight. I just signed up instantly when I saw the goal of the course.
Yeah.
And then when I checked on my email, because after my daughter's class, I went back to the computer and checked on my email. Then I saw the time that it's going to be tonight at 8 o'clock. I actually saw the time at around 7:45. So that's why I'm here. Good thing I saw it. Good thing I saw it. I'm very
Well,
excited, Miss Cassie.
of course, of course. And I'm happy that I was able to connect with you guys. Yeah, so this is so good. All right. So I'm so happy that you guys are here. Again, thank you so much for your patience. because we had to move it a little bit further, like around 15 minutes late, just because we had a retreat with the mentees, and I wish that we were able to have you, but hopefully, should you wish to, of course, to be with us, I'm sure you're going to enjoy as well the retreat that we're going to have next year. All right. So on today's training, it's really more on how would you be able to turn your network into high ticket clients with a plan and also turn it into a group coaching program. So pretty much I'm going to try to limit the class today for about, I'm not gonna promise 60 minutes anymore, because the last time we kind of like exceeded to crazy hours, but I will try my best to keep it as lean as possible. So this is great also that you guys were able to get in touch with each other, know each other. It's important for me also to build in the community so that you know that you are also supported regardless of whatever happens, and I hope that you feel that as well tonight. Okay, let me just pull in my PowerPoint presentation just to make sure that you guys get to see it. All right, so who else is here? Let's see, Liza. And oh, where did she go? Hi, Jack. Oh, Jackie, we spoke already. Oh, Liza disappeared. Let's see. Hi, Joey. Nice to see you again. Kamusta ka?
Hi, Kassy. How was your retreat?
It was so good and so deep. Yeah, out of the usual. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm good. I'm okay. Yeah, the usual, not rat race, grind, the usual grind.
All right.
So,
So hopefully
yeah.
today it's going to be very different for you. Okay. So let me just open that my presentation. I don't know why it's not opening, but it should be. All right. Who else is here? Hi, DJ. Nice to see you.
Hi, Kassy. I made it.
Yes, you made it. That's good too. Hi. All right. So do you want to introduce yourself while I'm fixing my slides over here?
Oh, hi. Hi, I am DJ. I'm a certified functional medicine health coach, and I specialize in women's hormones health. I just like you, I just came in also from a call a while ago. So I'm really running late here. I'm so happy to be here, and I can't wait.
Yes, we're all right on time. Yes. Alrighty, it's okay. So here we go. Let's start. Okay. Thank you so much, you ladies, for your patience. I please do know that I appreciate you. Okay, because I really appreciate you and I wanted to honor your time. Again, my sincerest apologies earlier, but we are here now. So today is really more on the steps to craft and sell your high ticket offers and get paid on retainer. Now, the key here is the retainer piece, because in the Philippines, well, I just like to think just for the Philippines for now, when you say consultant, it's actually just a suggestion, meaning you just don't have the government benefits, but you're still technically almost employed in the setting area. So with this one, I would like to introduce to you that you can definitely have a group coaching program and still have the time freedom and define and design the life that you want, or however that business will look like. So work-life integration for me is very important. I don't believe in work-life balance, because how do you actually put in percentages in your life, right? So, and everything is interconnected. So there are different aspects in our lives that sometimes we often neglect. So it's important for us to really know that when you take good care of your body, you get to take good care of your business, and you take good care of your kids, you take good care of people, and so on and so forth. Again, everything is interconnected. So as you craft and you sell your high ticket offers, I promise you there is a choice for you to have sales calls or no sales calls, because there are people who are still like, oh, I don't want to do sales calls anymore, but I promise you this is going to change the game for you. Okay, So, hi again, congratulations because you have been hand selected to join us in this exclusive high ticket next level masterclass. As you've noticed, there are only a couple of you here today. The sole reason is because amongst the hundreds of applicants that we have received throughout this entire 2-3 months, we've been really, really picky on who are the people that we get to invite on this kind of class. And I'm not sure if you've also experienced this with other people, but I would like to think that I'm the only person for now who has been doing this for the sole reason that, again, I don't want to waste for anyone's time on going through such session and then no one's gonna implement it, or no one's really understand what I'm saying, or no one gets to relate with what I'm saying, right? So I'm excited to share more of you on how I can actually help you, and my team can help you, right, create and sell your high ticket group coaching program. And if you want to work an hour in a week, you can actually do that, but of course given that you have the right infrastructure. So I'm going to share with you the profitable phases of your consulting business online as a group coaching business model. All right, so this is again an advanced private training, and this is the reason why again that I handpicked you. You are going to learn, okay, how is it like to actually transition from one phase to another, right? There is certain phases when it comes to, of course, your energy. There are a lot of variables to look into. I'm gonna walk you through that a little later as well. So I'm going to show you how do you actually get to fix all these challenges that you're having on how do you actually get to scale your business. Here's the thing, everybody are in a hurry of scaling without even stabilizing. So we're gonna talk about that. So again, the chat box is open. You guys can just go ahead and ask questions. So don't be shy. Just send me a message. Again, this is your masterclass. So some of you, or actually most of you, we've already had this conversation on Instagram, or maybe on LinkedIn, or maybe on emails, under emails. My name again is Kassy. Hi. So I'm an independent LinkedIn trainer and the founder of the Startup After 6 Club. I've been in and out in the startup space for a while now. I'm a hotelier by profession, or at least was. In 2020, when the pandemic hit, we lost our startup, right, because everything were put on hold. And I would like to say this, but people have been calling me now as a high ticket queen of the Philippines, teaching the strategy on how will you be able to leverage your powerful profiles, because I truly believe that nobody starts from scratch. Everybody starts from experience. Okay, so there you go. So if you want to scale, or you want to build and create and grow into having $6-figure business, or seven-figure dollar, well, it is actually possible too, especially knowing that this endeavor that you are about to embark on, should you wish of course to accept the challenge, is that it's going to be $1 billion day opportunity. Okay, so again, these are the keywords. We're going to sell high ticket or maybe high volume of sales for your course if you have a course. But for what I will teach you, it's really more of like high ticket group coaching program. So this is where you get to price your offers. In my world is $3,000, $3,000 to $20,000. There's also $50,000, $100,000. You know what? Name it, whatever the price, go for it, right? But there is a responsibility to it, and this is why again I handpicked you, because I know that you speak of integrity, credibility, authenticity, and it's important for you to also walk the walk and walk the talk. So if you are exhausted already with one-on-one clients and all these unnecessary calls, chasing, sending pitches, cold calling, all these things, well, we're about to end that. Okay, so I'm going to show you the system, right, wherein you'll be able to enroll, right, your driven and ambitious clients as well to work with you as committed leaders, okay, not just followers. In my community, we call them as ambitionaires. Well, they coined themselves as ambitionaires, ambitious millionaires, right? We call ourselves as leaders because as leaders we hold and we take responsibility of what we do, and we really prioritize when we prioritize credibility, authenticity, integrity, responsibility, commitment, all these big words. But it is really truly important because, again, we don't believe in starting from scratch. We believe in starting from experience. Okay, so again, this is for you, okay? So whether you already have a course, if you have, please do let me know in the chat box so that your peers would be able to know as well. If you have a coaching program or you're just about to or you're planning to, if you're aspirant, go ahead and let us know in the chat box just so we know where we are, who are in here, right? Because again, I will be here for you. I will help you how to craft and sell that. So I'm going to give you guys all the nitty gritty, the updated version of what are the things that I've been doing that kept me on track on having $100,000 year, and also 50,000 in 2 months dollars, right? So this is for you. So again, if you have pen and paper, that will be great so that you can take notes. Do let me know if I'm speaking a little fast. I will try to slow down. Right? So, okay. So, I'm assuming that you ladies know who this is. Right? So, this is, of course, if some of you are like not that, hindi tayo batchmates, okay lang, tatanggapin ko. But, so this is Samantha Jones. So do you remember Samantha? Samantha basically is very glamorous in Sex and the City, but she is also always hustling. She is tired. She is always knocking on socialites, businesses, trying to become this extraordinary socialite and all PR, but she is severely exhausted, right? So she said, I'm great at what I do. I have a proven framework. I know I can bring in results, but my bandwidth is only 1 to 3 clients. And this is why she got sick as well in that series, right? So again, if you try to scale your services, your course, consult, and then you wanted to your consulting business to have a better business model that can scale with you with stability and also have this freedom to also design your business the way that your life also works, then this is it, right? So you can totally collapse time if you have the right framework on how to actually piece them together. So if you have a low offer, definitely it's going to take you ages before you'll be able to have that multiple 5 or 6 or even 7-figure dollar business, okay? So if this is you right now and you're feeling a little FOMO, you guys feel a little FOMO sometimes now on the internet. People now are declaring their income status of 7-figure millionaires, 7-figure dollars, or they're millionaires here and there, or fitness instructors, consultants, coaches, service providers. Are the million word is pretty much normal. Yeah, it is definitely normal because again, we are giving yourself a head start just when, just right before the super boom happens, right? So if this is you, you're feeling a little FOMO about it, it's okay. We're humans and that's fine. It just means there's room for elevation. So if you're stuck in charging lower tickets rather than your lower corporate salary, it happens. Who among you guys are feeling that? Like before, this is your salary in the corporate and then suddenly now I'm charging this? What happened? Anyone can feel that? Anyone? Right? So okay, so if this is you, well, you're in the right space. Now, if you're someone again who wants to create something sustainable, again, you're in the right place. If you want to have your best clients, create a ripple, the keyword actually here is on creating a ripple and making an impact and work with the highest level of clients. Well, again, this is for you because again, people, right? Most of the time, people in this consulting business don't have boundaries. I'm sorry. For me, boundaries is so important. So I'm going to teach you that as well today. And also, when it comes to scalability, it's not just about hiring people just to grow, but rather sustainability and also readiness for it. Right? This is why I'm always like scratching my head. Why is everybody in a hurry to scale? Come on. Are you even stable yet? Are you even stable with, did you ever picture out or have you ever put into place or thought of their org chart and how much do you need in your company in order for you to become sustainable, right? So typically, if in the Philippine setting, at least you have $10,000 monthly recurring revenue, clean, huh? Clean, before you actually get to have all these hires that you want. Typically, I'm not saying it's impossible, but you have to be very strategic. Okay, right. So if this is you right now, you have too many offers, like as if you're a restaurant. If you feel like you can't scale because there's so many outcomes that you have to provide for multiple clients, and you're also stuck in this current income level and you're exchanging time for money, well, it's time to end that, right? Because definitely you have reached your income ceiling, definitely you're turning clients away, definitely you have imitations, and definitely you might be getting sick already because, again, you are exhausted, right? And when you're exhausted, it just means health is wealth. Without health, what is wealth? Where is it, right? So I wanted to share with you here one of my clients. Her name is Patricia, and I love her so much. She's a dentist. She's an entrepreneur. She has a couple of dental clinics and aesthetic clinics with her husband. When she started with me, her number one problem was, Kassy, how do I repackage my offers and have my practice like focus on my favorite thing, which is dental surgery? And I was like, and then just go and do that. And, yeah, but people who comes to me are always about just cleaning their teeth. No one really is going for surgery, but a lot of people need that. How can I attract them? Well, and this is where we fix her care model. So we called it as care model. And because of that care model, and also thought about her system, how she was able to fix her sales process, right? What happens was she naturally banked $18,000 in a week, right? And gained new loyal customers instead of just one-off customers. And then in the following week as well, following week or two, she was able to close a $30,000 account and loyal patients by trusting the process and doing the work. The best part, she is now enabling her dreams towards medical tourism. So that is the direction that she's going to now. So I'm just really proud of her, right? Another one is Clark. Clark lost his main source of income, which is photography, because of the pandemic. So he was selling his offers, which is content creation, for only $20. Now here's the caveat. He is also a newlywed with a toddler in tow. Bills, of course, is there. And he was like, Coach Kassy, how am I going to do this? I can't even pay for the bills. I can't even pay for milk because my offers, all right, my offers is $20. I mean, how am I going to feed my family? So when he invested and he went for the bold decision to join us in the program, my goodness, he was able to accumulate and earn as much as $20,000. At the same time, he was picked up by Nas Daily Academy. He was able to speak in stages again. He was able to serve Coach Bo tulay, Brother Bo, and there's so much more on radio, and all these, and also the bonus part, paid speaking engagement. So that's just amazing. And of course, a little story time. So when the pandemic hit, I lost my startup, just as I shared earlier. I was in debt. I had negative 5,000 in debt, and for sure, if I didn't do anything, it's going to be like around $1 million. Plus, we were newly married as well, and you know how it is when you're newly married, starting from everything, and suddenly the world collapsed, right? So what are we gonna do, right? So I immediately thought about my marriage, and in just 9 days, it had me earn $5,000, and of course, that's just like I shared earlier, $100,000 in less than a year. But here's the thing: it wasn't that easy at first, especially I didn't have anyone to guide me. But what I did was I invested with an 8-figure entrepreneur with faith, desire, boldness, and commitment. I thought, if I'm going to have $1 million debt, right, just because I want to sustain our family, might as well invest on something that would give me more returns rather than the credit card just billing me interest, right? So without all those crazy tech and stuff, no one-on-one clients, my business just died down and put on hold, all these things. What happens was I thought about what would Elon Musk do? I don't know if you figured this out as well. Remember when Elon Musk was introduced Tesla, right? People were like, what? How much is that freaking car? But guess what? It sustained and built his business. It also funded creating the businesses that he wants, and because of that it also gave him cash infusion and injection towards hiring the people he needs to make his dreams possible. So I was like, I may not be an Elon, but I'm going to follow that strategy, Elon. And that is exactly what I did, right? So with the current adrenal fatigue that I have, we now have Power Profile Based Accelerator and LinkedIn Magnetic. Now, why am I sharing this? It's because whenever I have my adrenal fatigue, I really just sleep and I really couldn't do anything, and it's just frustrating, right? It should be frustrating. But because of this adrenal fatigue, it actually streamlined the business even more, which also resulted to my clients' benefit because now they have adopted my system, which has reached them millions as well. We have one client, which you're going to meet a little later. She has already achieved in less than 4 months together almost $70,000 Filipino. So I would love you guys to double down on work-life integration. There's no such thing as balance, or at least in my belief, right? If you believe in work-life balance, I respect you, okay? But that is your belief. But my belief is that there's no such thing as balance for me. And of course, you can do hard things and still your business is still going to work for you, right? With you. I know DJ here is a hormones therapist. So you know how it is like when you have adrenal fatigue, you're like, can't do anything, right? But thank God we have the mobile phones. It can definitely help you through if you have the right infrastructure or you have the right strategy how to actually make your business still run on autopilot. All right. So these were the typical strategies that had me crawling before. I had sales calls that had too many variables. Not that I don't like it. By the way, there's a way of loving sales calls, and there's a reason why sales calls should be something that you should be an advocate on. But at that time, I was like, there's so many variables. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I'm so good at this, but with my own business, what am I doing? What's going on, right? So I was able to get rid of sales calls entirely. And it still resulted to, whoa, $20,000, $10,000, whatever that price may be. I mean, that revenue may be, right? Or closed account that may be, right? But that's the thing. Because of the challenges that you've been having, you can actually turn them into gold, into something that you can work on in your business. So that is why work-life integration is so important, and you can design your business the way that you want it, right? So if you don't have hours in a day with the energy as well, because I have adrenal fatigue, my energy is like what, 2-3 hours when it hits. Sometimes I only have 5, or I always have to nap in between calls or a nap in between doing something. Sometimes doing one document just to sign it, I even forget what was I doing. So brain fog is real, right? And then if you're serving so many clients, I know that it's not going to be possible for me. So it's like, okay, how am I going to do this? If I have so many clients and everything has deliverables, it's not going to be sustainable, and my job is going to suck, right? Because again, adrenal fatigue is real. That's right, TJ, right? So repeating yourself all the time, I figured, why do I keep on repeating myself? There must be a better way. And voila, I was able to put them together. Plus, I had trust issues when it comes to hiring. But here's the thing. The reason why people has trust issues when it comes to hiring, because they don't have processes, they don't have direction, they don't have the right strategy in place. Plus, those hires that you hire, they don't even know what they're doing either. So it doesn't mean you hire them. It means they already know the shit, right? Sorry for the word, yeah. But they already know what's happening. No, you are the CEO. You are still the founder. You are still the designer. You're still the visionary. So you gotta lead these people. Especially, they don't even know what is this world of coaching. All that they know is I create this. Okay, but what does that mean, right? If there's no strategy and process, What's the use? Okay, right? Next is micromanaging. It's not my thing. I would rather work with leaders or train people to become leaders rather than always micromanaging people, asking me what am I gonna do, what am I gonna do, what am I gonna do, right? I mean, I don't want to do that, right? And I need a business model and strategy that can allow me to recover my adrenal and chronic fatigue. So I hope that pretty much sums it up on how I was able to put together this business, and it has now been translating successfully to my mentees as well, because I know there must be a better way. So my breakdown became my breakthrough. So it's just amazing how as entrepreneurs we are problem solvers. So once that you grasp that, right, you also get to find solutions in this little tiny bits of problems that maybe you're having, or if you're having some challenges, I call it as an opportunity to actually elevate yourself or do something about it, right? So an exhausted consultant, or at least in my understanding, do let me know if this is what you think as well. Like you want a straightforward strategy that's get you clear from the get-go. I mean, I don't like those dilly-dallies anymore. I just want things to get done, right? You want to have certainty and consistent income. You want things to be predictable, right? You don't want to chase one client after another either, right? And you want to create a ripple. You want to have a huge impact. You wanted to make a difference, right? And of course, you want to show up with your clients boldly without also affecting any client result, right? And at the same time, get to also take good care of yourself, take good care of your own welfare, right? And it's just hard when you're always worrying where the next sale is going to come from. Do you think it, I mean, do you guys relate? Let me know. Right? Also, another one, let me know, guys, in the chat room, just so you know, I'll be able to check it out as well. Okay, so another one, of course, I realized too that an exhausted consultant, because this was me too, I don't want to be strapped on this desk anymore, right? I mean, I want to do things on my mobile phone as much as possible, right? So how are you going to do that? How do I get to, how do you get to feel abundantly paid for the value that you actually give? But the thing is, people now has been charging according to their feelings rather than the fact, or rather than the result that they'll be able to give. So there's a little disconnect there too, a little irresponsible as well, right? So I know that you want to design, create, and build and deliver a soulful business that you are going to wake up very joyful every day. Right? For me, every single day, I would come here on my desk and I would always say it's a great day to serve people today, right? And it's such a beautiful experience too, because I get to take good care of myself. I get to feel very, very supported. I get to support my clients, and there is no compromise when it comes to results, because I was able to actually put together a container wherein I don't have to repeat myself anymore because it's there, right? So you get to work less and still be more. And if you want to have 4 hours work day, go ahead and do that. Some people, they do 1 hour in a week. Some people, sometimes they don't even show up anymore. But I'd still suggest, in my world, I need you to show up. Okay, so and if you want to have monthly recurring revenue, well, this is the answer too. All right. So if this is what you want in general, in the summary, of course, you want a strategy and a plan, right? That where a predictability is available. You want to craft something that is valuable and create epic results for your clients. I'm sure you are a purpose-driven entrepreneur. This is why I handpicked you, right? And you don't want to be just a CEO, but rather you want to be a founder. You are a founder. So what is the difference here? I just want to reiterate this, right? This past few months, I've also realized that our messaging was pretty, there was a misalignment, right? A misalignment. Where am I coming from? So basically, I have been teaching something that you can have your own time freedom and all these things, right? By becoming your own CEO, sure. However, why are you going to be a CEO wherein usually CEOs are strapped on their desk 9 to 5, and the people who works with them are also going to be strapped eventually 9 to 5, and I don't want that, right? So that's why I said, okay, maybe it's so much better if we call ourselves as founders, because as founders, we are visionaries. So founder CEO sounded a little bit more better, right? Because as a founder, you are the visionary. As a CEO, you operate responsibly. So I was like, okay, I think that is the right messaging, right? And people don't want to be strapped anymore on the desk. So why call yourself a CEO if you're going to strap yourself on your desk again? Doesn't make sense. So I know you want to implement strategies that is sustainable to growth and no longer a band-aid solution, right? I'm sure you have been seeing a lot of courses over there, a very specific sure, or maybe a little this and that in your little problems and stuff, but it's just a band-aid. It's not entirely a solution that is predictable, that can give you a strategy all year round, right? So you know that goals and commitment are integrated. It can't just be goals and commitment and then I'll think about goals later and then a commitment later. No, it's not gonna happen, right? Because it's vital that it serves together. Okay? And of course, I know that you wanted to have this predictable business model wherein there is direction, sustainability, and strategy. So you can take great care of your health and wellness first and foremost. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through my power profile framework. This is trademarked already, copyrighted, whatever you want to call it, but it has already been proven and validated, which I'm really happy to share with you. Before I get into this, I want to stop talking here. Do you guys have anything to share? Do you have any questions? Anyone? There you go. Let me see the gallery. There you go. Do you have any questions, you guys? Girls, ladies? Anyone? Looks like none. Okay, should I proceed? Or maybe you can help me on the chat box. None so far. Great. Okay, shall I proceed? Okay, great. All right. So what is the framework? So the first part of the framework is actually clear. Pretty straightforward, right? But clear meaning you know yourself, you know your offer, you know your soul aligned clients, you know the results inside and out. Meaning you have already fully embodied what is this that you are actually serving, and it is already integrated in you. It's not like an or, but rather an and, right? So my question here is high ticket group coaching offer really right for you? I'm sure it's already in there in your head. It's like, Kassy, it seems like you know so already what you're doing. Yes, but of course there will always be challenges, but definitely high ticket group coaching offer is going to change the game for you. And I'm just so happy that I get to share it with women, because I truly believe that women and resources should be in the hands of good women, right? So Derek's here says, when you're getting started, you tend to be overwhelmed. Yes. Excited to learn from you and how you do it. Yep, I'm going to share it with you, definitely. Hi, Danix. Nice to see you here. So happy that you're here, right? So what does most consultants do? Right? So most of the consultants, they sell their one-on-one services to and then have different offers, just like a restaurant menu, having passive courses that don't sell themselves. They're like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to sell it, and what? Crickets, right? And then they're always going to close their gates because they're fully booked. By the way, fully booked is not sexy. I mean, before people were like, I'm fully booked, ooh, sexy. No, it's not cool, guys, right? Because fully booked means you're leaving money on the table, right? So if you're selling low ticket programs or services, right, and you don't know how to sell high ticket offers, you will always be chasing. You will always be on drought. You will always be like thinking about what's going to happen next month, right? So you are going to feel unsafe because you are results driven, sure, but you feel unsafe. You're uncertain. You don't know what it is that you should do, right? So it's non-predictable. So these are usually what's happening. And then most people nowadays, which breaks my heart, they were just adding zeros to make your offer premium, which results to more objections, rejections, disaster, nightmare, trust issues, you name it, all these things. Oh my goodness. It's just heartbreaking, right? So I get you, right? So it's just right. That's why I'm sharing this to you because it used to be me as well, right? I was exhausted. I was always researching and negotiating. I was launching my tiny offers here and there. People think that we're a big company, like with an army, but in truth, it was just me and my husband and a couple of friends too. And my biggest client result when I realized came from actually a high ticket offer, not even group offer. It was just an offer, right? It was the first time that I actually built a company with $20,000 just to actually bring a person here in the Philippines. I acted as the bridge. That's it. I was just the bridge, and then $20,000. What? Right? And because what I realized there was that I was bringing in value because there is something that I can do that no other person can do at that time, right? And me being the bridge means there is trust component that when I get to speak to this person, he's going to say yes to me, right? So there you go. And I also had dry months too. So I felt like one day you're up, the next month you're low. It's going to ruin your self-esteem, your self-worth issues, all your money mindset, all these things, and can be also traumatic, right? But that doesn't have to be like that, right? So what does most consultants do right now, right? So I love this entire consultancy practice because it's the most pandemic free, it's a crisis free career, it's a crisis free career, right? So you can run a scalable group coaching program anywhere, any day, anytime, whatever time zone you're on, right? You can also make hard work for you, right? And then just do it one time, right? And you don't need to close your floodgates of clients either because your program is always open. It's always ready. It's always there for them to consume and for them to actually learn from you, right? So you can also supercharge your publicity and authority. Now, we all know that in business, you need PR, right? But there is a way actually not to spend so much on PR by actually creating your own PR, right? So how do you get to do that? Nope, it doesn't include writing on the newspapers. Actually, the newspapers and the magazines are the ones that's going to approach for you to be actually featured. Wow, amazing, right? And I'm going to share you a little story about that later, right? And then of course you can redesign and also do your own processes in your system because again, once that you have the roots, you can definitely break them, make a dent, bend them, do whatever that you want, just as long as you have the foundation. The foundation here is the best part of it all. And I'm going to teach that to you a little later as well, right? Again, for me, your health is comes in first. So if that doesn't come in first for you, I'm sorry, I didn't think that you and I can work together because with my mentees, I would always ask them, how is your health? How are you doing? I would even explicitly say, hey, I want you to take a break for a month, or I need you to take a break for 2 days. I need you to slow down. All right. It's really important for me that you get to take good care of that. All right. So the next part is transformative, okay? It's authoritative messaging that builds demand, credibility, identifying and replicating your ROI and ROR inside and outside of your business spreadsheet. Now, what is an ROI and an ROR? ROI, which I'm sure you know what that means. ROR means return of resources. What are these return of resources? Return of resources could be eureka moments. It could be your mindset shifts. It could be things that you never thought that you can do and then now you can actually do. Maybe you are someone who is scared to talk on camera and speak in front of the camera and then now you're like a mega live streaming every day, right? Or you're someone who is very vulnerable when it comes to sharing anything online and then now you're like confidently sharing stuff because you know now what you're doing and then with conviction, right? So that is actually ROR, right? And another one, right? If you are this person in transform, which is transformative, I'm sure before you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to transform your life. I'm going to serve you, my dear client. You're important to me. I'm going to over deliver because everybody is saying the best way to serve a client is by over delivering. Oh my goodness. No. Right? You are definitely going to burn out because of that. Right? And then, of course, you're offering all this discovery calls, sales calls without process, without system. You're like having all these calls for what? And then it only leads you to wasting an hour with no directive whatsoever. So the intentionality part is just not there, right? So I want you to have a transformation, right? I want you to also have this intentionality with what you are doing. So when you get to apply this transformative framework, I mean, in the framework, right? Now you can create and pump content that gives people eureka moments, ideas, realization. You magnetize them to you, right? You bring forth impact that magnetizes traffic and also can also change their lives too. It doesn't mean that it's for free. It means you're not gonna give them value. Right now, what does value mean? It's actually a little buzzword nowadays. I think you'd agree with me on that, right? Value really is having to touch a person's life, right? By giving all the information that you can give, because either way the entire world is full of Google stuff. You can just Google anything. So but what makes it different? It's you. That makes things different, right? You get to bring in trust, you get to integrate it, you get to connect with them, right? So that's it. So you get to prompt conversation, which will also close soul aligned clients. So when you get to call in the right clients, right? Of course, when you work with the right clients, it's going to be what? A beautiful journey too. I'm sure you guys had nightmare clients in the past. Now, what I have learned here is that why were we calling them as nightmare clients again? Maybe we were the nightmare too. It's not about being a nightmare, honestly. It's just that it was a disconnect. Now, okay, now that was a eureka moment for me. I hope that shifts your thinking as well, right? So, what is it that you can do in order for you to have a clear and a transformative way forward? It's all about strategic focus, right? It's education, not just another course. If you are going to create something, make sure that it is something that implementable. It is something that they will walk away with an ROI or an ROR, right? It's just not another course. It's something that then support them towards designing the life that they want. Now, the next piece here is progressive. System, process, and structure are all prioritized from the get-go, right? Progressive means you will always be growing. Every 4 months, we actually pivot, right? Why? Because the behavior of the market changes rapidly. Actually, some just changes overnight, right? Just like what the pandemic did, right? But the progressive part here is that if and when you have the foundation, right, you will be able to progressively pivot because you have what it takes. You know how to make money, you know how to reach out to people, you know how to become a human being, that you are a human being, that you know that business is not about all this fluffy stuff. It's just really infrastructure and human beings, right? So that's actually that. Now, the progressive part here is that maybe before you're in this hamster wheel of doing everything, right? You're not delegating at all. That you think that because you are a one-man team, right? You're going to do TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, all these things, ano pa ba? Instagram, right? Articles here, da, da, da. But the thing is, it's not being strategic. How are you going to be progressive if you're not focusing on just one platform, right? Yes, you may be having fun creating all these things, but it doesn't have any direction. It doesn't have messaging, okay? So you're focusing on the wrong things. So when you intentionally become progressive, right? You now get to have a system in place that is replicable, duplicatable, something that is sustainable. You have a workflow that allows you to grow to multiple platforms as desired, okay? It's not as needed, but only as desired, right? You've backed knowledge and experience that you can strategize even better with your clients because you have focus. You know how to bring them from point A to point B, right? Now, with this kind of framework, once that you have strategy, focus, direction, and your next steps, of course, it's going to become profitable. You have to ask yourself, with all these things that you are doing, is it going to be profitable? Absolutely, right? Now, this is where the solid sales funnel and lead conversion system comes in. You can do things automatically. You can delegate by automation. It doesn't necessarily mean you delegate or by outsourcing right away, because when you outsource right away, what's gonna happen here? You're gonna do micromanaging. You have to follow up on things. There are a lot of variables. Unlike if you automate things in an infrastructure, less erratums, and it's pretty straightforward too. Plus, it can work 24/7 days with and for you. All right. So if this is you before, you've been having attempts on mirroring other people's funnels or mirroring other people's businesses, of course, it might work in a little time, little bit, but it will never really work the way that it works for them, because you don't have the infrastructure, you don't know the messaging, you don't know what's happening behind the scenes, right? When done wrong, without knowledge and education from the back end, and all these things that you're doing at the front end will be very expensive, right? So offering products and services also, just like a restaurant menu, is not going to give you the profitability that you want, because it's not sustainable. Okay, so what is it that happens when you think about profitability? Right? You need to have a repeatable system that takes care of you and your bottom line and your clients. You need to have cash injection, cash infusion, cash flow, also a sales process wherein it's going to bring them from cold to sold, right? You get to filter out a system that weeds out those freebie seekers. We don't want them, right? And goes through like the like, love, and trust lesser time than 70 times of seeing you before they actually purchase, right? And of course, for you to collapse the time with recurring revenue streams. Now, I'm not saying we're gonna go for MLM and all these things. That's not my jam, but definitely, right? There's something there that is working, and that's a repeatable system. Now, why can't we just also have that here for us? Definitely you can have it, right? So that is exactly what I did. Right, so each part of this framework are compounding and is also a way of thinking. So whenever I do a strategy, or if I talk, if especially now that I'm speaking to you, I'm talking to you guys, I'm thinking already, am I being clear here? Am I actually being transformative here? Am I already giving you value the first 30 minutes, 20 minutes that I have been talking? I hope I am, right? So when you combine them together, you become unstoppable. Right? So if you become unstoppable, you have direction, you have that framework, goals will become something temporary, but once you put in the commitment, can now scale in long term, right? So that is scalable. So that's the fifth piece, right? Profitability. If you have all these, it becomes scalable, right? Now, what does scalable mean again? Scalability doesn't mean I'm gonna hire all these people that I envision on the org chart. No. You're gonna end up bankrupt, darling. Right? So what is scalability? Scalability basically is you guys getting to have this time and cash injection for savings, investment, payroll, clear your debt, enable dreams, super la la la, all these things, right? You can have it all. Rolling in the deep. Right? So you can have it all. But again, scalability has your own strategy. That's something that I will defer to you. But of course, it all boils back down to knowing that you have predictable income that can come in when you need it, right? So again, you must have all these pieces together, right? They are here for a reason. It's just not enough that you master just one. It's just like mastering or also taking great care of just your business without taking great care of your health, right? If you don't take great care of your health, your business is going to affect it. If if your health is affected, how are you going to take good care of your business, right? So it always has to be pinned together, right? It's an ecosystem that runs for sustainable growth and expansion. So you get to have that predictability, cash flow. Also, you have more direction when it comes to your next way forward. Am I being clear here, you guys? I hope I'm communicating it well. Just let me know if I'm a little bit confusing you, or if you have any questions, just drop it on the comment section. I would gladly answer them later, right? So yes, you have to have these pieces, because it's not just a way of thinking, but also it's a roadmap. It's a framework, right? It is all compounding. So here's an example. We have here Jav. She is a funnel builder as well. So I know we have a funnel builder in the audience right now. So Jav started with a boutique digital agency. When she came to me, she's like on a restaurant, tons of menu and stuff like that. She hired a lot of women as well because she want to help other women. And when she came to me, she's like, I'm exhausted, Kassy. How am I going to fix this? What am I going to do? How am I going to fix my services and so on and so forth? Right? And here's the thing, what we did was we tweaked something in her business that actually provided her 3 to 5 times more revenue in her business. She has consistent $10 to $15,000 months. In fact, just recently she just closed a $40,000 contract, right? And the best piece here, she has more time with her children because that is important to her, and she's now constructing their dream house. Right now, what is it that changed? It's actually having to take great care of her health first and foremost. Right? And what were the next? It's the clear, transformative, progressive, and profitable piece. And we can definitely discuss a little bit more of that if you want. Right? And another one is Jessica. So Jessica is an internet dinosaur. That's what she calls herself, right? So when she came to me in less than 8 weeks, she was able to close a $5,000 contract. I mean, not $5,000, $100,000 contract. It's a real estate property, right? With limited presence. She wasn't even that vocal about it just yet. We were just beginning. We were, she was following my advices. And then because of that, she's now a wealth coach and helps animal welfare organizations too. So she, as a wealth coach, she is now fully equipped that she knows that she can actually make money, however, whenever that she wants, her way, right, in her own way, because she has the foundation, right? So again, one thing that you must have, or else you'll never be able to sustain this to grow, it's actually the right mindset. You guys don't have a mindset. You don't do mindset, rather. You don't do mindset, you have a mindset. So every expert entrepreneur icon is once a beginner. This is why I keep on reiterating that I have picked you guys here because I know you're starting from experience, not from scratch, right? Because if you don't have the right mindset, all the pieces of the framework won't work sustainably no matter how much you try, right? Because the entrepreneurship is filled of problems, and this is why we're entrepreneurs. We love solving problems, okay? So again, your high ticket offers aren't just about the money. I want to be clear on that, okay? I don't want you guys to think like, oh, Kassy, you're a high ticket person. This is how much you charge. You must be someone who's super rich and all those things. Yes, thank you. But it's not about that. It's about your responsibility. My responsibility here is to make sure that I get to support you and give you ROR and ROI. And it's not just adding zeros to an invoice. No, I don't do feelings. I do results and data. Okay, so it's easier to do than you are making it out to be, but it's really all about responsibility. You gotta be responsible. So my question to you here is that you have credibility, authority. Are you responsible? Or are you charging just because of feelings too? Right? Doesn't make sense. So how do you get to design and define your freedom, right? It's just actually having a simplified business model that can give you cash injections and cash infusions, right? It's going to give you fewer hours in the long run. You'll be able to take care of your health, work with the best clients, and create the best results with them too. So what are the mindset shifts, okay? So let's get into that. I know you guys are having this, and the reason why, again, I handpicked you because there are some mindset shifts that you have shared to me when we were all talking, when we were chatting, and this is what's it. This is what always comes up. Like, I'm not ready to charge high ticket, Kassy, but I want to have premium clients, and okay, and my response will always be, then go ahead and step up, right, and go deliver according to the responsibilities and get your clients go get to give your clients the best results. Now, if you give your clients the best results, then what's your problem? Why aren't you actually charging the way that you're supposed to charge, right? So I want you to remember this. Scaling means sustainability, not simply delegating, outsourcing, and thinning your profit margins. Remember, again, right? Scaling, right, is a way for you to make more money, but it doesn't mean it's going to thin out your profit margins. Okay, so scaling doesn't mean I close a client, I'm just lazy to do things, or I just don't want to do anything, I'm just going to give it to them, right? Whatever. That's not how it works. Right? Okay, so you really must have all these pieces, right? Because it's kind of like a stool with only two legs. If you only have one of these, your business could fail at any time, right? And it is going to be at the mercy of one little thing changing and not going to be as planned. So if your mindset, right, is all about, okay, I just don't want to do it anymore, bank, I don't know. Now it's a stool with no legs, because your mindset is like, this is not gonna work. Then it's not gonna work if that's what you believe in, right? Simple. Right? So if you're missing one of these, you will always self-sabotage all day long. And it's pretty normal too for people to self-sabotage, but it can also be not your normal, right? So you get to choose. So what are the consequences of missing pieces, right? If you're not clear, you're not transformative, profitable, and progressive, or don't have the scalability in mind, you're going to have no leads, no sales, nightmare clients, burnt out, no paid clients. Meaning, if you don't have the foundation, these are the things that's going to happen to you over and over and over again. Is this what's happening to you right now, you guys? You can share it on may want to share it on the chat box. Are you guys experiencing any of these or all? Anyone? Okay, I'm not gonna share my slides. Anyone want to share anything? Am I talking to someone? Anyone? Right. Yes, Jackie.
I'll just talk here. I think it's easier. I think that's what I'm afraid of, Kassy. I mentioned earlier this is just a startup, right? But I know I have the skills, but I don't know how to market it. I think I'm fearful that people might be thinking that I have that in my organization. I can get that training for free. I can be coached for free and all that stuff. So I don't know where to begin. I don't know what to put up on the Facebook and Instagram page to make it more different from what they're actually experiencing. So just to give you a background, I work for a BPO industry, and the skill that I wanted to really put out there, and I haven't seen this on YouTube yet or any platform as of yet. There's no one has shared their experience about how to get to the leadership ladder, especially for women who are struggling to be, in the like they're not fit for a particular role. I mean, they always look up to men. I think that's a platform I wanted to really put out there, but I am not confident yet with what to put on the website, on the pages, but I have the skill. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think that's my fear. I may not be able to get clients because they know for a fact internally in the industry, there's someone there who could teach me. Yeah. So,
Absolutely. And here's the thing, when you're offering everything for free, you're hurting your client. Let that sink in. When you're offering something for free, or if you're always thinking that I can give it for free, I can get it from someone for free, anything that has to be super for free, it's going to hurt your clients. Now, this is why I handpicked you guys. This is for free, but I handpicked you guys, right? It's because it's not really for everybody. Because this is it. We have to break that mindset, right? Because you're gonna hurt your client all the more if it's free. Why? Because the skin in the game is where the commitment will show. The commitment is there. Again, goal, commitment, together. It's not and or. Right? So yes, I'm gonna get into the marketing piece in a little while, but you're right. There is a way to actually make things happen, and your limiting beliefs over here is pretty strong. So we gotta fix that. Okay, we gotta fix that. All right. So let me proceed. Okay, there you go. So right, so my clients actually come to me when they're stuck, just like you, Jackie. They're low to no margins or profit, inconsistent, in and out of side gigs and corporate, can't raise rates, zero leads, not converting client, it's just all a hamster wheel, right? And they're like, oh, I'm up right now, tomorrow I'm dry, what am I gonna do? Oh, I win again, ooh, millions, I win the game. And then suddenly, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do again, right? So my clients come to me when they're stuck, actually, and it's okay too, because again, right? I wanted to help you. So my question is, do you want to launch a high ticket group coaching offer or a program? Because I will specifically teach you how to actually do that marketing piece over here. Because I truly believe that money and resources should be in the hands of good women. Okay, right? So I want you guys to think about this because again, as women, we definitely deserve time freedom. We are capable. So these men, let them do the hustle if they want. Sorry, Joey, right? Let them do the hustle if they want, right? Sure, it works for them. Why? They don't have this hormones thing going on, right? I mean, they don't have too much of those multiple hats to carry every day, right? But as women, we're so much more than those hats that we wear, right? So, what goes into a high ticket group coaching program anyway? Right, again, it's more than a roadmap or a framework, it's a way of thinking. So this power profile method is really really important. So you get to think of it already. So am I doing it clear? Am I doing transformative? Is it profitable? Is it progressive? Is it going to be scalable? Just these little things. So when I started also thinking about these things in every single thing that I do, right, the trajectory of my business also changed, and the way that I actually do things, I now get to say no in a lot of things. And that's also one reason too. Another reason why I got to choose you, right? And not everybody is in this room, right? Amongst thousands of or hundreds of people who applied, right? It's just a couple of you guys in here, right? And that is important to me. I'd rather speak to a small unit of women rather than a lot of people, but really for them it's just another I need certificate and put it on my LinkedIn. I'm sorry, that's not how it works, right? So what most consultants thinks, right? Most consultants think right now is that they think that high ticket means lots of one-on-one time. Oh my goodness, no, that's not how it works. It's only, it is also, I'm a victim of that too. That I was a consultant, I was paid 60, 80,000, 110,000 pesos, but I had to do all the things, right? I have to do everything, right? I need to do it for them because they're paying me 100 something, six figures, right? But that's not how it works. That's not how consultancy is like, really, right? And then you make your clients own you. So I want you guys to have that switch that clients don't owe you, right? You don't have to give everything to your clients. You just have to give them what they actually need, right? And then maybe sometimes you're going to say, I'm going to sell high ticket because I'm worth it. I'm self-serving, right? No, that's not how it works too. Again, it has nothing to do with adding zeros to your invoices just because you feel it. No, there's a responsibility to it, which I'm going to share with you guys, right? And you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do high ticket because I just want to be exclusive. I just want to serve 5 people. Yeah, of course, that's great too. But exclusivity is like saying you're fully booked. Doesn't make sense either, right? I'll charge more because everyone is doing so. Why? And this is what's rampant already in the freelancing world, right? So it's losing its integrity, right? And then someone's just gonna say, I'm just gonna wing it. I'm just gonna choose a niche, choose a messaging, choose an I help statement and whatever. And when somebody hires me, I'm gonna outsource it to someone who knows how to do things, and we're like 50-50 split. No, that's not how it works. Stop it, right? So these consultants are struggling because they don't know how to communicate their high ticket offer. Yes, it's all about marketing too, right? The best coaches are great in what they do, but they're also great in sales and marketing, which I'm sharing with you right now, which I'm doing it right now too, right? So I want you women to stop the struggle. I want to put an end on this struggle. I want to put an end into this space where people are not operating with integrity. I want exhausted consultants to understand that when you create a high ticket offer that scales, right, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It just needs to have the foundation in order for you to gain your freedom back, whatever freedom means to you. Right? So you don't have to have numerous calls a week. You don't have to, do all these things like as if clients own you. No, don't have to do that. You just have to be very strategic in terms of what is it that you're doing. And we call these as money making activities, right? Again, your clients don't owe you. You guide them. Okay? Your job is to give the plan to your clients, take away the anxiety and the pain. As a coach, it's my job to give you the how. It's your job to follow, right? Again, my job as a coach is to give you the how. Let me, right, be problematic for that. I mean, problematic about that. And you are going to implement the rest. Okay? That's it, right? You are the income generating asset. So your intellectual property is priceless, right? And of course, the roadmap, which is system, process, and structure, is what will get your clients results, okay? So here are a few things that I've learned along the way too as I pivoted into high ticket selling. Honestly, I no longer go for low ticket anymore, solely because for me, it's the same energy, it's the same effort, and I wanted people to have an impact. I want to have impact for people. If it's free, people are not going to take it seriously, right? If it's free all the way, people are not going to put value into it, and I'm sorry, that's just the hard reality, right? So high ticket clients wants to be empowered, not trapped on their desk with endless Zoom calls. If someone gives you a diamond ring for free and you didn't even know that it was a diamond, maybe a little later you threw it out already thinking it's just a silver sterling. But when someone sees it, like they know what a real diamond is, regardless if they see it for free or not, if they have an eye for it, they're gonna take, you know, they're going to take it and they're going to pawn it or maybe keep it, right? So that's the thing. You have to communicate, right? You need to have an eye. You need to have an offer that is like a diamond, right? So people will respect your boundaries because you communicate what is it that you're offering. You get to honor commitments also with a mature accountability and responsibility. Again, coaches, consultants who turns into coaches, right? They don't babysit. No, not at all, right? Because they know that they can do the work and there's no doubt that you can bring in results. Now, the how, again, let me be problematic about that, and I'll let you implement the rest, right? You can deliver the one-on-one feels if you want, sure, but I suggest not to. But you can definitely support them immensely collaboratively, okay? So, what is the difference between low ticket and high ticket group offer? Okay, before I go straight to this, do you guys have any question? Anyone? Anyone, guys? Anyone have any question? None? Should I proceed? All good, great. All right, so the difference between a low ticket and high ticket group offer. Okay, so with a low ticket offer, there's no specific client involved, right? You're like serving every Tom, Dick, and Harry. It's like buying something in the aisle, right? Like take it as you go, right? Whoever just wants it, go and grab it, right? And then okay, fine, right? And then it's also similar to other programs. You refer this as a course, maybe it's a banding solution. It's just one thing. It's just one piece of the pie, right? And it has a micro transformation. It's very transactional too, right? So it doesn't have you involved in there. Now, a high ticket has a clear, valuable promise. So if I tell you that I'm going to help you reach that 1 million, okay, we are going to create that plan. Now the question is, will you be ready for it? Right? If you're going to tell me, yes, I'm going to ready for it, I'm going to pull all the assets, I'm going to, here are my cards, let's do it because I know this is going to work, then okay, let's do it. Right? That's it. Clear, valuable promise. Right? Super specific ideal client, unique to the market, focus on implementation, comprehensive solution, high level process, transformative in nature. Right? Because again, it has you in it. Okay, it has you in it, it has your energy into it. It means creating a ripple, and that is high ticket. It's hybrid model. For me, it's a hybrid model. What I practice is hybrid model, right? Because I truly believe that there are no excuses when you are totally supported. Okay, right? So a high ticket offer is specific and has a clear, valuable promise. We don't subscribe into becoming just CEO, just as I said earlier. We pursue on becoming founders because we really are founders with such great vision that you know you can charge more for your expertise. Experience. One keyword, right? So we don't aim to create a hierarchy. That's why I don't like the word CEO anymore, because we are here to create a ripple, and that's what visionaries do. That's what founders do, right? They focus on impact, right? We get to build our economy and legacy. How would you want your people to know you? You want, for me, people get to know me as someone who helps women become millionaires, who becomes millions as their new normal, who teaches women that I can guide you to make money, and then when you graduate, go ahead and implement whichever strategy that I taught you. You know that it's going to work, right? Because I figured out the how, and now all you gotta do is implement, and now you now have the toolkit. Now you can add in on your flavor. That's it, right? So the mindset shifts really is, if you're having this thought, I need to have a low ticket offer or a course first before I can sell a high ticket program. No, you don't have to, right? Because again, the thing here is you get to choose to attract your high value clients first and create a downsell offer later, right? That is actually how it works. It's just like saying in a hotel, let's just say it's a Shangri-La, right? A Shangri-La won't say, I'm gonna sell, I'm a Shangri-La, I'm a 5-star hotel, and I'm just going to price it for 500, just so I know that it's going to sell. Of course, Shangri-La's not gonna do that, right? And what if it's Elon Musk? Elon's not gonna do that either, right? So again, you choose to attract the high value clients that is specifically fit for your product if you create your product done right. Okay, some people would say, oh, Kassy, but it's easier to sell low ticket offers than high ticket. Yeah, there's some truth to that, but here's the thing: people don't subscribe, buy, or enroll because of the price. No, people go for it because they see value, integrity, and alignment. Also, right, selling low ticket and high ticket, same effort, same, only different. So I'd rather go to high ticket. At least I get to work with soul aligned clients. Does that make sense, right? So again, another person would say, okay, I can't sell high ticket because I'm in Asia, my audience can't afford it. Oh my gosh, how many times have I heard this? Like, Kassy, why are you charging in dollars wherein you're in the Philippines? And why dollars? You're in Asia, you're Filipina. And I was like, why? Who said that? Is there a rule book that says that? And like, I am not, my raise has nothing to do with my offer. And this is really what I say always. When I position my offer well, it attracts the right people because it's exactly what they need, and they are result driven. Okay, and dollars is universal. Now you can also do pounds if you want, if you wish to, depending on your target market. But then again, as a high ticket performer person, right, dollars is pretty okay too, right? Especially if you're in the world of the internet, everything is pretty much global. So why limit yourself to just Philippine peso? Yeah, makes sense. Right? Now, another usuals that I get to hear is like, Kassy, I can't position myself as a high ticket coach or consultant because I didn't finish college or studied in any Ivy League university. I didn't go to Harvard. I didn't go to Stanford. I didn't, like, bullshit. Right? I mean, again, your self-worth has nothing to do with your offer, right? You are not your certificate. You are not where you graduated. That's not your identity. Your identity is your character. Your identity is your passion. Your identity is what is it that you want to bring into the world, right? Your diploma is not an indicator nor a guarantee, but rather it's your experience and the result that will drive and provide results to your client. Right? So whenever I hear this, like, Kassy, I didn't study all that. Like, okay, what's the connection? I don't see it. Right? So again, with terms of high ticket offers, there are only two things that it involves: curriculum and process group calls. That's it, period, right? It's not that complex either, right? So what happens here is that if you are someone also who would think, okay, Kassy, I don't have a curriculum nor a course content yet, I can't be a high ticket coach or consultant. I keep on hearing these. I'm like, what? Right? Again, with an experienced mentor, you get to create as you go with less mistake and with a guide. Actually, I love teaching people who are starting from experience or scratch, sure, because you get to do things right this way, right? Because you get to design the curriculum correctly, just as long as you don't resist it, right? Just as long as you communicate it, you send it over, we get to check it, and all these things, right? You have to it's so much better to create a curriculum if you have a guide to actually guide you really and process it with you. So I get to give the best service to my clients because they don't have those little demons yet or biases yet. So yeah, that's okay too. Right? Another one that I always get, like, why I do is relatively easy, Kassy. It's like saying that I'm a doctor, I'm a hormones doctor. It's pretty easy for me to diagnose you and pretty easy for me to give you all these things. So I'm just gonna charge you $100, right? So why should I price it high if it's so easy for me to do? Actually, precisely, that's the reason, right? That's easy for you. That's the thing. It's not easy for other people. So all the more that you got to put value into that in order for those people to put value into what they are committing to solve for themselves, right? You get paid for the value you create, not the hours you work for. Okay, I hope that helps you guys. Another question would always be, my clients aren't the group type. Right? One would rather have one-on-one setting with me. How sure are you? So I would always, ask you that. They may not have a good experience with group coaching. Okay, the thing is, you haven't even tried, right? And I'm sure of it that it's going to be a bombastic experience because more heads is so much better than one, right? Having a community creates camaraderie. A community is so beautiful. More heads is better than one. So a group offer are really going to be the best container for transformation because you get to have insights of other people too, right? It's not just you and the coach all together. This is why basketball teams is a team, right? I mean, where can you find a coach and there's a player and just a person fighting over 15 more people? Like, come on, right? Right? If they play as a team, they work so much better. They get to accomplish things better for themselves together, right? That makes sense, you guys. So here's an example. We have Ishi here. In 4 months, she has created already almost 600. Oh yeah, 600 is it? Yeah, around 600 members in her community, 4 months together, and she now has an app, and she now is helping also women solve PCOS, manage actually PCOS. And this is what she shared. She said, "Oh, my heart is in high place right now because she was able to create that community from something that she didn't even know that she can create because she is also trying to actually give birth and fixing her hormones and stuff." So right, so she created the community because of that challenge, right? So she said, you helped us cultivate these weekly wins, and you're not even working together for a year, so much growth. So yeah, 4 months, and she was able to do that, and she's now earning also monthly recurring revenue. Another one is here with me because she has been processing starting from experience. Right now, she gets to validate her offer, and now she has a much better way forward when it comes to talking to her clients, right? So here's a little decision time. Do you want to offer a high ticket group program? Now, please answer it on the chat box before I proceed on to the next slide. What do you think now? Am I making sense? Or you have violent reaction? Yes, big yes. Jackie says big yes. DJ says yes, definitely. A girly says yes. Danix, okay, perfect, beautiful. What about the rest of you? Already said yes, let's go. Yes, absolutely, right? Now, here's the thing. I know that this is you because this was me too, right? Like one time you're 20,000 pesos, maybe 20,000 pesos, $20,000, whatever the currency that you want to choose, right? This is you. And it's like, oh my God, I don't know what to sell. I don't have money. I don't know. I want to earn. And then suddenly you close a client, you feel like a champion, right? And then you're serving your clients, and then suddenly, oh my goodness, this client is about to end the contract, and then you're back down again. So you're now questioning your strategy, like, how am I gonna do this? Why am I back to zero again, right? So, and then when you close another client, you're like hustle your way to Mount Everest, and then Christmas suddenly just happened, and then it's gonna go down again in the first quarter. It's just going to be a roller coaster from here on in, right? So I know that this is you because this was me too before, and this is why I want to put an end into this one-on-one exhausting business model. Actually, if you're gonna do a one-on-one business model, it has to price higher, right? So this is why my one-on-ones is like really like $20,000 to $50,000 because for me, I'm going to serve to one person, right? I'm just gonna serve you, right? And losing money and opportunities to help and create a ripple because I'm only focusing on you. Not that it's bad. It's just that I'd rather help more people because that is my vision. I want to enable dreams collectively because I know I can't enable everyone's dreams. I need camaraderie. I need an ally. I need people. I need women to implement and enable that with me, right? And this is why I created, right? And I came in and I positioned myself as a high ticket person, a high ticket queen. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna embrace that as a high ticket queen, because nobody's teaching that with women, right? At least in Filipinos, right? No one is. So I have an opportunity to actually go and tap Australia, Malaysia, and all these countries, but I still keep on doing Philippines because I know I can prove that in the Philippines can definitely invest for themselves, because they know as women that they are powerful, that they can change lives, they can change theirs, and they can enable as well dreams collectively together. This is why you're here, right? Now, if this is also your schedule, this is me also before, right? That everything is like everything, right? Sometimes you're doing this, sometimes you're doing that, la, 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 and then it's just all over the place, right? You're trying to sell anytime, any day, multiple offers, erratic, unstable, whatever, no direction at all. I get you. And this is why it's frustrating, because it's like, why am I working so hard and yet I don't make money? I remember my mom would always say, "You're always working, you're always doing things, you're always gonna la 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 la. Where is it going? You're not even earning so much, right? Why are you trading time for money?" And now I get it, right? So if this is you, let me know in the comment section. I totally feel you too, right? So it's time to end this cycle. So what did I do? So it's been a roller coaster as well, of hit and miss and stuff, but I pursued to actually solve the problem, because I know that with my adrenal fatigue there will always be an opportunity to streamline things. That's why I'm thankful for my adrenal fatigue sometimes, most of the time, sometimes, because this is where the eureka moments happen. Yeah, I promise you, that's where my up leveling things happen. Whenever I have adrenal fatigue, like, I know there's something I can do on my mobile phone, and this is exactly what you can do, right? And this is how simple it is. It's time to end the cycle wherein you're going to get burnt out here, go to nightmare clients again, and it's just like, what? It's going to be a cycle of things that is not going to work. It's going to give you a feast and famine. One Q1 is actually a healthy growth, right? See how beautiful this is? When you get started, you get to validate first your offer, your services, your messaging, your everything, right? And then when you go ahead and launch it, right, you go ahead and introduce it to the world that this is my offer, you get to stabilize it because you have monthly recurring revenue. Now, once you get to stabilize it, this is where we're going to ask ourselves, okay, are we actually building momentum already, or are we ready to go up and scale, right? I would always suggest for you to stabilize first. Stabilize, strategize, and then have cash infusions and injections, and have monthly recurring revenue that will feed also your bottom line, if you wish to have a bottom line, right? I would suggest not until your $10,000 constant recurring revenue. Don't hire a lot of people yet, right? For me as well, I only have one VA, and the rest are all automations, and things that I can do on my mobile phones. All these automations, I call them as my robot VA. So they're pretty cool, by the way. Right? And I have a Facebook ads manager, right? And then after that, you get to scale. Now, scalability, this is where you get to hire, right? Because you now have money for your bottom line, right? And then this is going to be how maybe your calendar would look like. So for me, this was my calendar. I have my coaching calls every Monday and Friday, for my one-on-ones, and then I have my content day and then my podcast day. Most of the time I don't do anything on a Wednesday, because Wednesday is my learning day. So I always, play around with new tools or whatever, how to streamline the business all the more. That's my Wednesday. I love my geeky days, right? So that's it. And then, yeah, so it's a lot of white spaces, right, to take good care of you, right? So no matter what or where you are right now, you need this proven framework to get clear on what are you going to really offer, right? So it's not about marketing really that's you're problematic about. It's actually getting clear with what you're offering and who are you actually calling in, right? So it's decision time again. So tell me, given those facts, do you want to offer a high ticket group program still, or does it still sound so overwhelming? Anyone in the group in the channel, in the chat box, go ahead and share it. What do you think? Yes, aha. Yes, let's go. Right. So, do you want to offer a high ticket group program, or you're feeling overwhelmed now? What do you guys think? Ready? Yes, it's not overwhelming anymore when you have someone to guide you. Yes, Janix, absolutely. And you're on your way, Janix. I'm so proud of you, right? So now it's time for me to teach you what you came here to learn from. Yes, see, I'm still gonna give you a lot of value bombs. I promise it's going. I'm not gonna hold any bar here. I mean, I'm gonna give you everything that I know, share, and I'm speaking from the heart, from experience as well, because really everything is an evolution for me. I love this entrepreneurial path, really. DJ, let's do this. Okay, so you're ready for the next step, right? Which is the next level you. Your next level you is scary. But here's the thing, fear and excitement feels the same. Same butterflies, right? But it has what makes it different is your choice. If you have an empowered decision and if you trust yourself, that now that someone knows the how, all I gotta do now is to do the what, the and know my why. That's why I'm doing all these things, right? You know it's time to claim and enable your dreams, and you're now equipped with a roadmap. It's time to get your act together and take action. Now the question again is how. I know. You guys are like saying, ano na, how is it like? Right? So here is it. I'm going to make it real and doable for you. This is the profitable phases of a coaching and a consulting business online. This. And no one is actually teaching this, even those MBAs. They're not teaching this because they don't know it, right? This is how it works. It depends on your readiness too, right? It's not like I'm going to give you a business model and it's all going to work. No, it also you also have to consider your energetics as well. You also have to consider how would you like your life to run, right? How would you want it to run? How would you design the life, right? Because maybe you're still a little shy, you're still a little resistant, you're still not comfortable, and maybe you still want to revalidate so that you can build your confidence. Then okay, you're gonna go for the beta, right? Or if you want to like, okay, you want to streamline your course, or your program, and you still want to like see of which is which and all those jazz. Maybe it's a one-on-one model first, or maybe you're kind of ready, like, okay, let's test the fire, right? Let's test it out and see if more people, same result, or more people can have still great results, right? Then go ahead. Or it could be a hybrid model too, where in my team, I do hybrid, by the way, hybrid and evergreen. That's what I do. Now with the hybrid, right, it's really more of you get an access with my team. Because my team, I'm training them into becoming leaders. They're not followers. I didn't hire them just to hire them. No, they are leaders, right? So their expertise, they get to tell me, okay, they get to tell me, no, Kassy, this is what we think. Okay, you're the expert. Let's process. It's not like I'm gonna hire you, do what I say. No, it's really more of like, let's process it together. You're the expert. Tell me what you think, collaboratively, right? That's how it works. Okay, so this is the path for your coaching and consulting. So again, if you're still on the self-discovery assessment part, that is the clear piece. That's beta, right? And then there's a one-on-one model, which is a transformative because you're still streamlining your program. And then you're progressive because you're now thinking, can I replicate a result to multiple people? Yes. And then if you want to have high impact and less of you, which is why you have my team, right? It's more profitable. And of course, it's scalable if it's result replicated, right? Meaning people are getting ROR and ROI. It doesn't have to be all millionaires right away. It just has to have ROR too, meaning they are progressing here. I mean, maybe they were super shy before, but they're now stepping into this boldness. Now they have beta, right? And then so on and so forth. Do you get it? Right? I hope you guys get it. Like, it's not just a business model altogether. It involves also energetics and readiness. Yes? Am I clear there? I hope I'm clear. Can you just type in the chat box clear if I'm super clear there? I want to be very clear. Crystal clear. Perfect, right? So these are your milestones, and it took me 1.5 years and expansive mistakes to actually realize this. That's why I'm so addicted to solving problems and streamlining things, trying to have more better system, process, and structure in place. what is the simplified way, what is the most advanced way, and all these things, because I know that I have clients who may not be that advanced yet, that I have to customize it according to their energetics, to maybe to their budget, to their readiness. There are a lot of variables that we can take a look at, right? So it's so important that you have milestones, and this is so important to me too, because again, I want you guys to progress into these milestones. Okay, so now you see how this all works. But in order to get to these results, you need to have all these 5 things in place. So I'm just going to remind you guys what it is again, right? So what are these 5 things? It's actually this. Again, your mindset is so important. You don't have a mind, you don't do mindset, you have a mindset. Okay, so that is what's important. And of course, the power profile way of thinking. It's clear, transformative, progressive, and of course, profitable, right? So if you have all these things, it becomes scalable. Does that make sense, right? I hope I'm making sense here, right? So every day that passes, remember this, that your competition is working on the exact area of improvement. The difference is you have a better direction, right? Your clients are now waiting for you to serve them, but you're not serving them. You're not telling them that your shop is open, right? They're hiring other people, but in fact, you are the real deal, right? So stop leaving money on the table. And I get it. I was like that too. Like, people would tell me, Kassy, you're leaving money on the table because of your limiting beliefs that, you can't serve more than 7 people. I was like, yeah, I can't. But I challenged myself when I got the 8th person. I was like, that's not so bad. Right, on the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, I'm so happy. There are like 44 people in the community, graduates and graduates, active, and those who in my mini courses before. It's such a journey, a beautiful journey, right? So who said that you have to limit yourself with just 3 people, right? Who said that? It's just you, right? So think about it. How much is it costing you to not do this, right? So no more duct tape strategies, right? No more. I have gone through every path and way. So this is why, regardless of where you are, I understand where you're going to come from in a way, right? It may not be exactly you, but at least I will understand you, because I had those limiting beliefs too. I had those challenges myself too. I was figuring it out myself too. And what I did, that I invested in an 8-figure entrepreneur to actually clear it out. And wow, I can't believe that I actually spent so much money with coaching, and it keeps on paying me back, right? So that's why I love my venture capitalist. Its name, by the way, it's credit card, right? Because it keeps on providing and supporting me, not just with rewards, but also this way forward to operate, and I get to make money, pay it, and all these things. So it's good debts, just like what Robert Kiyosaki says, right? So why are you fearing debt, where in fact this good debt is the one that's going to keep you going? That's why I call it, as my venture capitalist, called credit card, right? So no more duct tape strategies. We all know how that went, right? It didn't work out. So what brought you here won't take you there. So if you keep on doing what you're doing now, and you still resist from growing to the right strategy and operate with the right strategy, do you think you're going to go to the next level self without even knowing the nitty-gritty behind the scenes, and you're all seeing like the facet? Newsflash, you don't need a website in order for you to have 7 figures pesos. I didn't have a website then. I only had a PDF, right? So who's making excuses, right? So it's just you. But I'm not saying not to do that, because I will teach you how to automate things, because I want you to grow faster, right? So you don't need 4 different programs altogether, or separate communities or coaches to support you. That can easily cost you more than $100,000. Plus, if you are also going to hire people, expect that your operations will be around $10,000 a month. So that's around $120,000 a year. Do you have that? Right? No, right? That's why it's better if you become strategic about it, and you have cash injection and cash infusion, so that you have leverage for fun and play, and also of course rest, right? So with our help and guidance, you'll find the right combination and direction to take you to the goal. So let's do a little math. All right. So if this is your little math, we're about to end in a little bit. So if this is the math, right? If your low ticket is $295, right? And then you have 17 people, in order for you to have $5,000, you need a huge audience actually in order for you to have this. But if you want just one client for $5,000, you don't need a lot of audience. What you just need is your soul aligned clients. This is why I don't believe in so much following that you need a lot of people. I mean, yes, more chances of winning, but you definitely don't need that. What you need is really that one specific client who will do the work, create a ripple with you. Right? It's not just because a client who just money. No, I actually say no to some people if they're not aligned with me. Right? So this is why it's so important that they are integral with your credibility, authority, your dreams, your vision, whatever that may be. You have some sort of criteria, right? So let's reverse engineer another thing. If you want to have, let's just say, $10,000 each, these are the business models that you can actually go to, right? So you can go one-on-one coaching, group coaching, self-paced course, done-for-you services, whatever, if you want high volume, right? So it's all math, right, and facts. Now, let's just say you want to have $100,000 a year. You can just map it out as well. Like, what would be a good business model for you? Again, it depends on how you design the life that you want. And then you go and follow what business model you're going to go for, right? Again, it's as simple as this one, right, throughout the year. Or, right, what you're gonna do is just understand that the math is just really to simplify things, but you gotta pair it also with how you actually design your life. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna put it here, I'm gonna do this and there, and then it's gonna be like a menu again, or a restaurant menu again. No, right? So we have to be very specific and also strategic when it comes to the business model. But definitely a high ticket group coaching program is the common denominator here, right? Or you can also have $20,000 contract for 12 months, right? For 12 months or maybe 14 months. Some people, can do it for 6 months. It depends really on how you get to design it and what is the result of your program, right? So definitely you can scale so much better if you are strategic. So again, understanding the math is just the first step. But what you need to know is that you have the right tools to design, create, and build, and launch, and deliver, and also run your high ticket offer. So selling is just one thing, marketing is just one thing, delivery is the other thing, right? So why am I saying that this is actually a great time for you to enter into this space? Because Forbes predicts this industry will be at $1 billion per day by 2025. So people now are all freelancers and so on and so forth. People need leaders who can guide them to elevate themselves, and this is where you are actually perfect for that role. We need women leaders, right? So with our help and guidance, again, we can definitely take you to the goal. Now again, remember, it's all about the framework, right? No matter what your situation is, it's all about the framework. It's about the foundation. It's the way of thinking, and of course the profitable phases of your business. So this power launch allows you to scale, and this is what we do. It also gives you consistency, cash injection to reinvest, and will pay yourself as well. Because again, inconsistent cash means you can't hire, you can't invest, you're going to cause a lot of financial stress. So always doing things on a cookie cutter strategy is just a band-aid solution. So again, it's so much better if you have a repeatable process, which I'm going to teach you. Because again, what you see on the external, right, is just pretty little things out there, right? But it's all what the magic happens inside, right? So by having intentional action steps, that's how all these things happen, okay? You don't know what you don't know, because again, you keep on focusing on the exterior things and you don't even know what is the strategy that's happening inside. So copycats, right? The copycats can copy me if they can copy me all the way, but they won't be able to copy my results, right? Because again, I have a different demographics, I have a different psychographics, I have a different way of doing things. I have my adrenal fatigue, which actually is forming how to make the things more sustainable, right? Which I teach you my mentees, right? But you can't have the strategy if you're only basing things on the external, right? So this is how it actually works. So this is the marketing piece, right? So the organic social marketing, there are three ways of actually calling in your leads, right? Organic, paid, referral, right? And then you get to build a community, you get to train them, and then of course enrollment, right? So, what is the framework? You get to have a purpose and a passion mission led. It has a magnetic marketing, conversion system, authority credibility booster, which is PR, revenue generator, and driven by impact, which is the delivery, right? So, this is how the ecosystem is like. These are the transformation that's happening, that's going to happen, right? So, an example of which is Badet, right? She followed the step, and when she followed the steps, she was able to start closing deals without sales calls and back six figures in a short period of time. She would call me and say, "Oh my gosh, Kassy, I closed an account while I was doing my grocery. Or while I was sleeping, there were two, three people who pay. When I woke up, I've got notifications of payments. Oh my gosh, is this real?" Yes, it is real. Right? So again, the wealthy consultant acts as a CEO but builds of her empire as a founder. She has one funnel she can optimize with revenue direction. It is a very strategic, right? She has incredible predictable income that is increasing. She strengthens credibility and authority. That's how we do our own PR, right? Works with qualified sold online clients only. No sales calls included if you don't want it. And of course, you're going to feel safe because you know how to make money and you know there's going to be monthly recurring revenue. Again, ROR and ROI are important, right? So again, these are the mindset shifts sometimes. Like webinars don't work. How am I gonna do that? I shouldn't do online. Maybe the traditional works. Well, all those things, right? Again, it's not about the strategy. It's about the delivery. So when done right, the most powerful marketing asset there is actually you showing up online, right? So if you feel icky to be selling, it's time for you to focus on serving, focus on them than you, right? Have conversations and understand your people more. Stop thinking about what is it for me? What is it for me? It doesn't have to do with you all the time, guy, girl, right? You gotta remember you're in a people business, okay? I mean, business is business, but business is not going to work without people. So look at your people, focus on serving them first, right? And you're gonna be blessed with abundance, right? If you focus on them first, right? So if you're like, "Oh, Kassy, I don't have a team. How am I going to do that?" That this is why I empower you to understand the power of why, right? And I teach you the how so that you'll be able to implement it yourself and you get to love it in the process and understand it in the process until you'll be able to actually delegate it by hiring or maybe automating, right? I will equip you. You are going to equip yourself with knowledge in order for you have cash infusion, injection stability. Done is better than perfect. And you will be able to lead better because you understand the work. This is why it's important that you understand what's happening in the ecosystem of your business before you actually hire. Does that make sense now? Right, I hope that I'm now supporting you when it comes to that trust issue. So how will that look like in a year? Okay, so this is actually how it looks like. If you have a short-term goal, let's just say in less than 4 months, right? Your goal is to have $10,000. Some people can actually do $10,000 in less than 6 weeks or less than 8 weeks. It's 2 months, right? I've had a client who actually reached $1,000,000, $22,000 actually in hard cash. In fact, right? She was able to do this, and then this is actually how it looked like. Now, in terms of actually reaching $100,000 and more, this is how it looks like too. You need to have growth and results. You have cash injections as well. You're going to be very strategic. We are going to have monthly recurring revenues. It's the same as also your short-term goal. But the thing here is that this one is really more of validation. This one is really more on recurring, right? More of like, you already know that your strategy works, that you already know that the transformation is there, you're having great testimonials already, and it's proven. This is it, right? So you get to raise your rate without feeling bad about it because you know it goddamn works, right? Because there's a paradigm shift to receive. Most people are poor, it's not because of their limiting beliefs, it's just that they are hard to receive. They are not excellent receivers, right? So I need you guys to have that paradigm shift that you have to be a excellent receiver in order for you also, as you also generously give. right? So there you go. So how does a power launch program delivery happens to? Basically, you have an automated enrollment onboarding, and this is so amazing. I love automation to bits. And then you have weekly calls, checkpoints, feedback, community. This is what happens to us, and then we get to automate delivery and offboarding in the next step. Remember that what happens here is I want you to get into a stress test. I love stress tests because stress test is the one that actually gives me data in terms of having an empowered decision. So if you can guide 10 signups, 10 enrollees, and build in 1 to 3 months and still give them momentum, ROI or ROR, then you can definitely acquire more people inside your cohort and prove it, also validate it over and over again with just you delivering 3 to 5 hours a week program delivery, right? So amazing, right? So sometimes it can just be an hour a week, depends, but again, how you design your life. So you get to support and have a roadmap from start to progress. You will never have to work alone, especially if you have peers in a group coaching program, meaning you have people you can ask questions with also, or you can just like be accountability partners as well. So if you feel that you don't want to be on calls all year round, definitely you're not going to be, right? You can take as much leaves and vacations as you want. Just like what my mentees and I did, right? We had 2 days of out of office, right? For the retreat, just for our self-care, self-love. Our business can wait because we're going to take good care of ourselves first. So you can also hire co-coaches if you want, right? There's so many things that you can do once that you are ready for it and prepared for it, right? If you're saying that it will ruin the group vibe, if you add more people, disrupt the flow, no. Actually, adding more people gives them more encouragement, right? It confirms that the investment decision is right because you're building more energy inside, right? You're helping them, right? If you think clients have to go through the process all at the same time to ensure success, no, that's not real either, right? Client success is not based on what other clients are doing. It's about their own journey. Just as long as they are guided, they have a 90-day sprint, they have a goal, they have a plan, then they are going to be accountable because they are responsible and you are not a babysitter. That is the level of thinking of high ticket people, right? They are responsible with and also committed, right? So to ensure this, right, you have to guide your clients to design a program according to the client feedback and journey that they want. So again, it's not, I mean, you are not going to self-sabotage because you're thinking about your clients and not you per se when it comes to receiving. Okay, so again, this is Samantha with a consistent sales, unpredictable income, and now you're now thinking, why settle for a 6-figure year if you can have multiple 6-figure or 7 figures, right? And also have that spacious schedule in mind too, right? So again, do you want to create a consistent flow of new clients or predictable income? I'm sure you want to. Like, let me know in the chat box. Is this something that you want? I'm sure it is something that you want, right? Yes, absolutely. So again, the Power Profile methodology has system, process, and structure. And once you have this, there's going to be conversion, right? So how do you actually attract your high-ticket clients? I get you. I know that you are going to ask this because when I was creating these slides, I was speaking to a lot of you already, and I was collecting what were your usual questions, what were your thought process. I hope that I get to answer your questions as I go through also the webinar today, right? So again, it's all okay. How to attract? It's all about magnetizing content, having paid traffic, referrals, and partnerships, okay? And then, okay, what happens here is you get to have that paradigm shift that you are going to stop assuming that people won't be able to afford you. Newsflash, I have clients who have paid me $20,000, $10,000, $50,000. Really, yeah, you can afford it. But the question here is, will you be able to give them returns? Right? So if my clients have reached multiple 7 figures already by paying $5,000, by paying $10,000, what's the trade-off here, right? That's what, 2-3x 4x of your investment, actually even more, because even when you graduate you have tools that will give you the confidence that you can actually make money the way that you want, and you get to put also your own flavor to it because you know how to make money, and that's it. And with your own way, your own deal, your own time, that's it, right? So, but if you feel that you don't speak high ticket either, well, here's the thing, you have to elevate yourself and speak it by embodying it, right? So the exhausted consultant have no consistent methodology and no one strategy. Everything is like a menu, just like what I mentioned earlier. So I want you guys to leverage on your powerful profile, because that is the one that's going to get you out from being exhausted. You are powerful in itself already. That is why I keep on saying I help people who are starting from experience, not from scratch, right? Because you already have that credibility in the first place. So this is why I picked you guys, right? So how do you actually nurture your people or these audiences? They're everywhere. So there are 7 billion people in the world. It's impossible that there's no one person who's going to actually afford you. In fact, I have a couple of friends who has been charging already $100,000 for their coaching for 3 months. So if they were able to do it, why can't I? Why can't you, right? Again, it has nothing to do with money here, right? What happens here is that if you can provide, let's just say, $200,000 in 3 months or 4 months, it's a no-brainer to actually invest in $100,000 coach if that coach can actually double, triple, quadruple the ROI and of course the ROR, right? So this is the same too. So again, with the mindset shifts, it's so important that you have it stabilized, right? You don't need a bigger audience to earn and hit the high ticket jackpot. You have to speak the high ticket mentality and speak to your people directly, right? You have to attract and grow your audience with the type of people that values the integrity and commitment too. And I am so sure as well that you have that, right? I'm so sure that you have that. So it's hard to, if you feel that it's hard to find your ideal paying clients in your area, that's bullshit. They are everywhere as well. This is what led me to you too, right? So I want you guys to really pay attention that you are clear and you have shared values, then you are going to be okay. There will be always be people who's going to work with you because you speak of integrity, right? So even ads, right? If you keep on saying that ads are expensive, it never worked for you, okay, wait a minute. The thing here is that you're not strategic. You just don't have the proper strategy to leverage on ads. This is why your ad is so expensive. In fact, I just used $1,000 of ads. My ROAS was $40,000. Right? In comparison to before, I spent so much money on ads, right? And it wasn't getting any, and not even half of that, right? So it's all about having a clear way forward. And I'm going to teach you guys how to actually do that too. It's by listening to your data, right? So again, all these things, it all boils back down to being clear to who you're magnetized and then who are these people that you really want to speak with. So just like with Bev, she was in the right place at the right time, and it was instantly a 7-figure non-launch endeavor, right? So she actually hit it twice. She had 2 million, right, in the span of a short span of time, because she was in the right place at the right time. She hasn't even done her course yet. She was just offering it, and it got validated right here, right now, right there, right? Amazing. And of course, we have Rachel also, who went through my 5-day free masterclass, and she was so hungry for it that she was able to actually have coaching clients way before we actually started. And she is now hired as a VP and PR marketing of a real estate firm, and she just closed her first 5 million peso contract too. So that's pretty amazing, right? So again, stop leaving money on the table, you guys. So just a little recap as we end this. Again, what are the things that you learned? The path of what you need in order to scale a coaching consulting business looks like this. Stable, momentum, stable, right? What you learned, you can create a scalable business by leveraging, again, right, your strategic offers, okay, and have consistent income. And this is how the work-life integration happens, okay? So we're about to end this. I wanted to make sure that you have all these tools, okay? So go ahead, right? I want you to detach from the hustle, but rather start living more, right? So you now saw how this works. You can design your business to fit your lifestyle and your goals. Have the work-life integration as long as you have the key component and the way of thinking towards scalability and growth. So again, this is the profitable phases of the business. Okay, I already walked you through earlier how it's at like. I'm not gonna repeat them anymore. But again, it's all about having a proven strategy, a breathable schedule, and growing without working more hours, and also by supercharging your credibility and your authority, right? And also, right, it's having also that abundance mindset that you can deliver your core offer, right, with deeper impact with your clients, okay? And we can definitely design that too, right? So these are actually this. So I want you guys to always remember that entrepreneurship is a journey, not a sprint. This is why most typically startups fail within 2 years. Okay, that's what's happened. So I want you guys to always remember that if you have the foundation, you can last. Once you last the first 2 years, you can definitely last the next 10, right? So that is actually that. So this is how the implementation phase and next steps like. So in the first 30 days, you need to get really, really clear on your soul aligned clients and design your business, right? I'm gonna hammer you down. I'm gonna tell you, okay, you gotta fix this. You gotta like really, really understand who are your ideal clients and what is your messaging. And then in 60 days, we're gonna craft and launch your high ticket offer, right? And then we're going to validate it. And once it's a validation, oh my goodness, the snowball, it's exceptional, right? So here it is, you guys. With all these in mind, I wanted to invite you to apply to complete your application, okay? If you decide that, okay, Kassy, I want to do the group coaching offer, it's that simple, you have your infrastructure, you're going to teach us according to our readiness, then go ahead and apply. All you gotta do, right, is just go to bit.ly/power-apply book, and then we're going to talk over Instagram and I'm going to send your acceptance call, and you can definitely get started right away, or you can secure your spot at the current investment before it goes up and join a few months after on February, right? You can choose that as well. So who is this for again? This is for people who wants to have group coaching programs. Okay, I have to be very specific about that. You have served clients and provided stellar results already. So if you have stellar results already, girl, what are you waiting for? Okay, you already have a high ticket group coaching program, yet don't know how to make it sustainable. If this is you too, it's okay, come in on board. We're gonna fix that, just like what happened with Patricia. We fixed her care model, or just like Jav, wherein we fixed definitely how is it like, what will be her core offer or signature offer. Don't even know what your group program will be on, but want to turn into a coach or high caliber consultant. And this is because you speak with credibility, authority, and also you know that it's important to have integrity. So if this is you, go ahead. You can definitely apply. Just go on and use bit.ly / power apply, right? So this is also you, okay? If you don't have inconsistent sales yet, we're definitely going to have monthly recurring revenue planned out, right? If you have exhausted client, it's time to leave that, right? If you have no profitable marketing direction or conversion plan, we're going to teach that. I'm going to help you with that, right? And if you don't have also, if you've been turning clients away because you don't know how to do the marketing properly, I'm going to help you with that too, right? It's all about a direction and a repeatable process, okay? So again, it's bit.ly / power apply. So again, you guys, your time is now, and your opportunity is too fast, right? You can definitely accelerate. You can collapse time, make your business grow within your own terms. So all you gotta do again is complete your application. You book your acceptance call. We're gonna converse, or maybe on Instagram or on email. We're gonna talk just to really make sure and see where you are in the profitable phases, just to make sure where you are and go a little bit more strategic there before, of course, you get started. If of course you decide to. Now, another example here, right? I just want to end this. We're about to end now, and you can definitely ask me all the questions that you want, right? So this is Michelle. She is my VA, and now she is a podcast content repurposing strategist. Now she is stepping into her role as a leader. Now, what she's doing now is she's growing her podcast agency, and is now being hired, magnetized by people because of the way that she works. And of course, this is Soraya. In a month, Soraya was able to reach $22,000, right? Actually, 2 months, and was able to scale her business and monthly recurring revenue. She is now on track. It says here she's now aiming for 30. No, she's about to actually hit $70,000 in less than 4 months. So again, there are a lot of possibilities. It's all about readiness. I don't want you to look into the money. What I want you to look into is possibility. But all these possibilities happens because of readiness, right? So yeah, okay. So the link is actually, okay, let me just give you the link as well. So it's there you go. There you go. So it's bit.ly/power apply. So what is it? Okay, are you worried about getting results? So what are you going to have? You're going to have top-notch curriculum. You're going to have consultancy with me. You're going to have one-on-one milestones call with me. You're going to have access with my team if you need them, from IP to Kartra Coach, branding, FB ads, if you need them. All you got to do is just message them and they're going to be right there with you. Weekly calls. Every Monday we meet at 8 p.m. There's also critique and feedback wherein you get to do your things, record it, you can send it over to me, and then I'm going to look at it and also give you feedback because I know that you need that help, right? So you can do that. I will also help you. You're going to have your Telegram group community access. You're also going to have one-on-one sessions with me. You can definitely voicemail me. So in short, no excuses, right? All you gotta do really is to communicate. That's my number one rule. If you're gonna communicate with me and process with me, you and I will get along, really, right? So again, it's all about having to have system, process, and structure. And you're very lucky because we are actually we're streamlining the program and including new infrastructure in place. So what's going to happen here is that should you wish to apply and enroll, you're going to have a bonus 2 months with me worth $4,000, as much as worth $4,000, right? So here's it. Again, if you think that I don't have the resources to invest right now, oh my god, what happened? I told you guys what happened with me, right? So I just want you to say this to yourself. I choose to make decision based on where I want to be rather than where I am now. I trust myself to create results that far outweigh the investment I make. So if you trust yourself, right, go ahead and do that. Now, if you don't trust yourself, this is where you gotta ask yourself, why don't I trust myself? How am I going to trust myself? Right? And that is through clarity, and that's exactly what I'm going to guide you, right? So again, there are no excuses. If my clients were able to do it, if a $20 product was able to scale to $20,000, what's your excuse, right? From someone who has the last $20 in his pocket, right, to now multiple six figures as well, what is excuse? Right? Again, desire is far much stronger than the need. And I know this is proven. All I need to do is implement and make things happen. Again, let me worry about the how, but you have to communicate with me. Okay? So there you go. So again, you're invited to apply. This is it. Okay, DJ, go ahead. Right? Again, guys, this is not a magic bullet. No guarantee of specific result because you gotta do the work too. Okay? Again, even if I give you the how, you gotta do the work. You gotta do the momentum. You gotta build the credibility. You gotta show up and be there. You gotta walk the walk, walk the talk, right? You need to show up for yourself. Ask help. That's the key. Ask help. Ask questions. There are no dumb questions. Everything is valid, right? And you must take personal responsibility and mature accountability. I can't emphasize that much. I mean, even more, right? So again, being the client you want to attract is the aim of the game. So if you want to be a high ticket client, and what the high ticket clients do, you gotta act like a high ticket provider as well, right? So honor your commitments. You're driven and ambitious with a heart to serve. So we're all about creating ripple, most especially. If you're just here for the money, I'm sorry, you and I are not going to work out. If you're going to be here for the ripple enabling dreams, okay, then let's talk. Right? So again, if you guys have any question, the floor is now open. I would gladly, of course, support you the best way I can. Just let me know. And yeah, anyone? Go ahead if you have any questions. Yeah. Alright, let me stop the share. Alright. Okay. Let's see. Alright. Okay. So the floor is now open. Do you guys have any questions for me? Yeah. All right, go. All right. Okay. Anyone have any questions for me? I hope I was clear. Was I clear? Was I very helpful? Anyone? Marie? Girlie, Marielle, Rome, do you have any questions for me? Okay. Close the recording.